Guess who has the scariest costume this year? Blaine Gabbert will give your team nightmares. Alright, what's up guys? PeterJaguars here again, back with PeterJaguars Pick'em for Week 8. Hope you guys enjoyed our little spooky intro, but without further ado, let's hop into it. Progression of the picks is going great. Also, we went 11-3 last week, our strongest of the season, and that brought us up to a yearly total of 64-41, so hanging just over that 60% mark. Pretty cool, and we are going to keep this rap challenge going because it still hasn't failed. If we finish at 50% or below in a given week, got to throw up a rap video, but we got a good start as the Dolphins took on the Patriots for Thursday Night Football. I accidentally got this tweet a little bit late. I was taking a nap, actually, and wasn't ready. Woke up midway through the first quarter, but of course, we weren't going anywhere other than New England. We did grab the win with that, and starting pretty good. We've actually got another early Sunday start with the fresh picks as the Lions take on the Chiefs. Detroit made some adjustments with their coaching staff, firing their offensive coordinator, making some other moves with that. And that's pretty weird to see, not coming into a bye week or something like that. Obviously, they have been struggling, but doing that and also having to go overseas, I think is going to put them in somewhat of a disarray. Neither of these teams too strong right now, but we are going to give KC the edge. The Saints, of course, started the season slow, but they're still hanging around at 3-4. Giants come to visit them this week. Should be an interesting one. Breeze has been looking alright, starting to rebound. Mark Ingram's good. Odell Beckham Jr. still limited with his hamstring, which isn't a concern because Eli Manning has not been as good these past couple weeks with Odell not making as many plays. And the Saints have beat the Giants pretty handily the couple times they have played in the Eli Manning era. So with all of that, we are going to give New Orleans the lean. I criticized the Browns pretty heavily when they made the decision to continue starting Josh McCown after Johnny Manziel played that week and did get a win, but McCown has been looking pretty good. Again, he is questionable for this one at the time of the recording, but regardless, I feel like Arizona's defense is going to lock up, and they're fine once again. I mean, honestly, they've got this run game worked out. David Johnson, Chris Johnson, Andre Ellington's back. Should be able to pound it on the ground, hold the Browns, and grab a W. Tell you what, Todd Gurley is kind of good at this football thing. I mean, like, seriously, 3 strong weeks. I expect him to make it a 4th good one right here, taking on the Niners, who do have a couple extra days to recover after getting beat down at home against Seattle in a Thursday night game. But are they going to do that and really be able to challenge St. Louis? I'm not too quite keen or sure of them doing that. We are going with Rams. Sorry to Tampa Bay, but I find them to be the worst team in the NFC South right now. Panthers looking strong. Falcons are good. Saints on their way up. And really, do I see them challenging one of these better teams right now? They did beat the Saints on the road, which was a great win for them in the division, but I don't know that they're going to come into Atlanta, storm the Georgia Dome, and grab this one. Should be contained pretty much. They did blow that lead to Kirk Cousins last week as well. Could this be the week that the Bengals lose their 6-0 undefeated record? It's definitely possible. With Ben Roethlisberger back, Le'Veon Bell, Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown all ready to go for this contest, and the Bengals having a looming Thursday night matchup, I actually see Pittsburgh in a pretty good spot. They took down Cincinnati in each of these divisional games last year, and with the offense ready to go, Ben hyping them up, and all that stuff, I'm actually going to give them this win. We are currently halfway through the games for this episode, and if you guys are enjoying it, make sure to spike that like button. Let's go right here, get them firing, get those likes shooting up. Love seeing the support. And our next game right now is Minnesota at Chicago. I'm pretty sure I haven't picked the Bears a single time this year. Chicago fans have been getting really on me for that. But guess what? Sharif Floyd is out. The Bears have won every single time they played the Vikings at home since 2007. Cutler's actually been looking alright. I mean, he's still Jay Cutler, but he can have some good games. And guess what? We're taking the Bears right here. There y'all go. Vikings might be grabbing this L. Oh, Baltimore. Raise your hand if you had this team at 1-6 before the season started. Yep, crickets. I mean, this team could be 6-1 right now. They've lost so many close games. Another one they had on Monday night, lost by 1 score. Flacco's leading a drive at the end and just makes a bad decision. Maybe a mental error, maybe a little bit of a physical problem, throwing that pass too far inside against the Cardinals. Loses that game. And right here, they don't have too much more to play for. The Chargers still in the mix. They came up short to the Raiders last week, but as we talked about, that was kind of to be expected after Rivers had his massive day against the Packers, and were they really going to respond? Didn't see it happening. I do think San Diego will be ready for this one, though, able to come into Baltimore and get this one. As we move into Titans-Texans, I feel obligated to remind you guys that my Jags are just one game out of the top of the AFC South. If Jason Myers could just hit a freaking field goal, we'd be leading the division right now. But anyhow, that is passed. I wish all the AFC South teams could lose this week. Really, that would be great. Colts are coming up for our Monday night one. Right here, though, Houston's at home. I don't know if Bill O'Brien's losing the locker room. That is something to be concerned about. But they still have J.J. Watt. Clowney's doing all right. I've talked about those guys so many times, but really, their defense should be playing all right and able to contain a rookie quarterback. At the very least, we're going with Houston. Just win, PJ. Finally, last week, we took the Raiders, and they won. For whatever reason, I couldn't get this team right. We took them to win, they lose. When we took them to lose, they win. It was really funky. But finally, we got them right. They snagged a win against the Chargers. And as we talked about San Diego coming up flat after losing close to Green Bay, I think the same thing is going to happen right here to New York. They were leading the Patriots in the fourth quarter, fell a little bit apart. Couldn't win that one. Really just couldn't stop Tom Brady's passing attack and all of that stuff. Brady was the leading rusher for the Pats with 15 yards. It was all that throwing game. But anyhow, I'm a little worried about the Jets in this one. They're going to be fine for the rest of the season, but I think they're going to be a bit slow. Oakland's coming off a win, have some momentum, and we're taking that. Good news, fellow fantasy owners. Dez Bryant is looking like he will be able to return this week for the Cowboys. But of course, it happens at a time where Matt Castle is playing quarterback and they're going up against the Seahawks secondary. So not exactly the ideal matchup. I'm going to be keeping him on my bench. I do own him in one of my leagues. And I'm not completely sure that the Cowboys are quite back. This is a very good team. Joseph Randle actually is going to be out right now. And the Seahawks did have a couple extra days playing that Thursday night game. They are starting to get things together. Should be able to take advantage of Castle starting. And we're taking Seattle. Well, how often do we get blessed having a matchup of two undefeated teams 8 weeks through the season? Packers-Broncos is going to be a special one right here. All the bandwagon is about the Broncos being terrible and not deserving this undefeated record, and I kind of feel that way. But at the same time, they've been finding ways to win, and their defense has been incredible, so we shouldn't be taking too much away from that team. But Aaron Rodgers is awesome. The Packers defense hasn't been too shabby. I don't know what's happening with Eddie Lacy, so that is a little bit of a concern. But I don't know that I'm going to be going against Rodgers right here. We've been picking him every week. It's been going well. Let's not stop here. If someone in the comments section wants to explain to me what is going on with Andrew Luck, ears are open. I mean, I don't have a problem. I want the AFC South to be falling apart so my Jags can step up. But seriously, their defense is playing poorly. I don't know that they're going to be able to contain Cam. And with Luck still struggling, are they going to be able to win this one? Probably not on Monday night. Let's take the Panthers. One last look at the winners is that is it for our picks this week. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more vids. Again, make sure to spike that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for tons more NFL predictions videos and Madden 16 content. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.